Chasing My Recovery, Lege're story. Today is October 28th, 2014, and I am 60 days sober. The fact that I'm able to sit here and make this video and say that at all is a miracle on itself. I've had a very public struggle with drug addiction and finding ways to get sober by myself, but deep in my heart, I truly didn't think that it was something that I could do without being forced by jail. It was something that I was expecting and something that I was just kind of waiting for. But here I am, 60 days sober. I'm not in jail. I've survived 2 felony warrants in the last 60 days. I'm not being forced, but I definitely didn't do it by myself. That's a question that I see posed a lot in the recovery networks that I've been in, is sobriety something you can achieve alone? And while I think that it's possible, I think that there's a reason why less than 5% of people are successful. Getting sober is really hard. It's hard to do by yourself. It's hard to do with help. It's hard to do being forced. But the biggest thing that I've learned in the last 60 days is you don't have to do it alone. And why would you want to? We aren't creatures that were made to be alone. We weren't made to be in isolation. We were made for fellowship. Because life is bigger than us. And there are battles that are bigger than us. And we get our ass kicked trying to do them alone. I've been battling some really big demons for 28 years, all by myself. And although I've made it through those battles alive, I definitely wouldn't say that I was successful. I wasn't happy. I've been really sick inside for a really long time, well before the drugs. All the drugs did was bring my inner illness outward and make it more apparent to other people. But I was sick long before that. And knowing and truly believing that I don't have to do it alone has been the most freeing thing. It hasn't been easy, obviously, and it's not going to get any easier. I have really bad days. I still cry. I have a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of sorrow. I still miss my kids terribly. But I'm not alone. And I don't know how many people are still following Chasing Recovery, or if it's still even interesting, but thank you to those of you who have. You've given me a lot of support and motivation and inspiration and encouragement. And although you're virtual, it's been very real to me. Because like I've said, I've been alone for 28 years. And to feel like there were people who cared was really huge. And I don't know where Chasing Recovery is going. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. But one thing I don't ever want anybody to think is that I'm glamorizing drugs. Because quite the opposite. What I'm trying to show is the very real battle that it is. And trying to reach out to the people who are trying to do it by themselves. And saying, hey, you don't have to do it by yourself. Everybody, 60 days down and 80 more years to go, or however long I'll live. I don't know when I'll die, but it definitely won't be by drugs. That's all I have. Oh yeah, one more thing. Parkour.